All right, so that's the lecture talking about assembly. And in the projects, you're probably still doing the basic dynamic and static and dynamic analysis using normal tools. Next time, I'll talk about IDA Pro, which is the professional tool. But what I'm recommending is that people probably should just switch to Ghidra. Ghidra is easier to use and more powerful than IDA Pro. So we will talk about IDA Pro, but I'm recommending the Ghidra project. Last time we got it installed and running, and now we just go through the data displays. And in this project, all you do is find things. You're learning how to read disassembled code in Ghidra, and you're just getting familiar with all the terms and windows. Like IDA Pro, Ghidra has an awful lot of windows. So let me just go through this one as a demonstration. On my Mac, it's Ghidra Run is the launcher, Ghidra Run. On a PC, it's ghidra.bat or ghidrarun.bat. Anyway, that's launching it. And here it is. Okay, so if you had a project window, a code browser window, you'd remove it. We're trying to get a code browser window. Now you can open an empty code browser, and I guess I'll do that first. Tools, Run Tool, Code Browser. You don't normally do this, open a code browser without any code, but you can, and it's what they do in the book. And I'm just following the book, and you will need to get the book. I should mention, you can get the book for free. So if you don't have the Ghidra book, you should get it. Go here, and there's a box at the top showing you how to do it. You just go here and go to Safari Online, and they have the Ghidra book in that list. So you just search for it, and all you have to do is enter your City College email address, and you can get a free online version of the book to read. So you can refer to it, but you can also use other tools to guide you through Ghidra if you want, but I'm following the book. So here's what you see in the code browser. You've got a menu bar up here, PMA 101 and 102. You turn it in, 511, I have to create the place to turn it in. It'll go, you turn all these things in Canvas, and there'll be a project there for that. Yeah. And by the way, if you don't have to get the ones that are due tonight in tonight, really, they won't lose any late points for another week, but that's just what I recommend getting them done. But all of these get turned in Canvas. You click on the project, and there's a place you can upload flags and files, and you upload a screenshot. Good. Anyway, so here you got the main windows in Ghidra. This is the menu bar with words you can click. Here's the toolbar with these little icons that will do things like jump to the next function and so on. Then you've got a program tree, a symbol tree, and a data type manager, a console, which we don't use much right now, but we'll use it later. And here's the listing where you do most of your work. This is where you're going to see the assembly code. And here's defined strings, which are also quite useful. So right now, it's not very exciting. It's a lot more fun if we import a file. So we import the chapter 5 example, and in the previous Ghidra project, you downloaded some sample files to work on. So I'm just using those. So you import the file. It's now, I'm going to say, okay, it is a portable executable file, just what it should be. Now it's importing it, and now it's going to tell me how it worked. I'm going to say it hasn't been analyzed, so I'm going to say yes, analyze it. It's going to have a whole bunch of options. I'm just using the default options and letting it analyze. And you see in the bottom right, a progress bar go by a few times as it analyzes the file. And now I've got, and it almost always tells you there are errors, but these are just warnings and they don't really matter. We can ignore them for now. So now you can see the structure of this file. Here's the sections of the file: text, data, R data, L data. Those are the portable executable sections of the file. Here's imports and exports in the symbol tree, the import libraries that are used, and the particular functions used in each library, and exports and so on. Here's data types, which we aren't using much right away. Here's the assembly code. This is where most of the action is. So right here, this is stored data. A word is stored here with 50 hexadecimal. It's only 2 bytes big. Here's another 2-byte storage. Here's a 4-byte storage full of zeros, and it's got 8 bytes. That's kind of weird. Anyway, here's data being stored. And if you want, these little labels here, these little tags indicate interesting things. So you can start clicking on them and it will take you down. This one is the start of a function. This one looks like it's a label inside a function. So this is one way to navigate. You can also just drag this scroll bar and scroll through the file. This is a very simple file, so it's not very long. And you see these assembly language instructions: push EBP, move EBP, ESP, and so on. And this, wonder if I can make this bigger. No, not obviously. Let me just see if I can make it bigger. Window. Yeah, this may not be very practical. Just I realize for this video and stuff, it would be better if I find a way to make it bigger. But I am not seeing any obvious way to do that. Let me just spend a minute seeing if no, that's really not it. Let's see if somebody's going to give me a clue about that. Ghidra. Font size. Tools, options. Okay, good, good. Tools. There's no options. Okay. Maybe it's in some other window though, like this, not that one, but this one maybe. Tools. Nope, there's no options. Maybe up here. Nope, that's, yeah, I better, let me just see if anybody online will tell me how to do it. Other than that, I'll get back on track, but it occurred to me, should we make font bigger? I know how to do it in Ollie. Font size is unchangeable. Somebody wants it to change. Okay, as I thought. Looks like they make it very difficult. Tools option for the edit menu. I can try it. Let's see. Other people seem to say it can't be done. Tools options from the edit menu. There is no such thing. Nope. Edit tools options. There is no edit tools options. Unless there is some other kind of menu to get to. Nope, does not exist. Edit tools options. Tools. Wait, what was that? Nope, nope, does not exist.
One more time, Sam. The smaller window, I think I saw.
I hit edit. I got processor. Oh, wait, it changed.
Right yeah, that
this
one.
Is Java. Okay. Now, listing display. That's one thing about Java. Oh, good. Neat. Then I can just choose a bigger number. Let's see if that works. Is there like an apply? Okay. Oh, good. Thank you. You're a champ. I appreciate it. And because it's Java-based software, it's goofy. And when you click on things, what's supposed to be there often doesn't show up. Anyway, so here's where I can answer a few questions, and we'll go through this a lot more later. But this is a function. You enter this function, and the first thing it does is the prologue. So it pushes the EBP onto the stack. That is storing the base of the calling program's stack frame. Now it moves the first unused byte on the stack is the base of the new frame. And now it's going to push some variables up there. So it's now created a new stack frame, reserving some space on the stack for this subroutine to use. Then it's going to run. And when it's done, it's going to return. And looks like this one's going way on down, doing a lot of junk. But anyway, eventually it's going to return down here. And here it is cleaning up the stack with pop, pop, pop. You can use push to make it bigger, and you can use pop to make it smaller. Often they adjust the stack parameters directly. But anyway, that's what happens. The prologue sets up the stack frame for this routine. And when you return, it moves the stack pointers back, and return copies the last word on the stack into the EIP and resumes execution from the calling frame. Anyway, good. So this is the place where you spend most of your time here in the code browser. And over here, you've got defined strings. Like you can see, you compiled this thing with Borland. It looks like all this program does is print hello world. And if you click these strings, you'll see where the strings are stored. This is a data storage, and these are ASCII values. spelling out hello world. And this is where it's referred to. So if you hover over this, it will show you the code that calls it. This is code that moves hello world. And if you double click that, it will go up here. And so here it's taking the address of hello world and putting in an EDX. And the actual address is 409.128. And Ghidra, to help you, gives it a name that includes the contents of the thing you'll see there. They use Java as their front end to be portable, but the back end is C++. Yes, it could be. Anyway, so I gave you a series of things to hunt down in Ghidra, just so you get some practice going through here. So first you go here and find out how to view the, you right click there and you can see the meanings of these various things. And then you turn on these extra bars, which it explains in the book. You can turn on other bars to guide you through here. And then you can find an opcode in a function and find the function graph. There's just various things to find here. This is all extra credit, but I recommend going through it. And the Ghidra book will tell you where to find these things point by point. We're just going through the chapter 5. Then you find the program trees, the functions, and you get the decompiler. Let me show you this. This is what I showed you last time clumsily. I'm getting a little better at it now. So here I'm in a function. I can decompile it. I think I can right click on it and decompile, but if I can't figure out how to do that, then I can do it up here with tools or window decompiler. There we go. And this is what's awesome. This is what IDA Pro will not do unless you spend another $6,000. It gives me C code to read. And again, the font is pretty small. I wonder if there's any easy way to fix that. Probably not. Okay, if it's like IDA and Ollie, I'd have to hunt through the menus and find out how to change the font over here. But anyway, what I can do is I can copy it and put it in a different program to make it more readable. And that's what I'm going to do. And there. All right. So that is this bigger. It's also in listing V display. Well, I don't know where that is, but anyway, so this is the, this is actually C, sort of. It's not very nice C. The variables don't have good names, but it's easier to read than assembler. In listing V display, well, I don't understand. That was edit something. Well, maybe I'll try to fix it. You people know how to do it. It was edit, tool options, listing. I changed the font up there, but it didn't affect only one element, address decompiler. Nope, it's not one of the options. Over here, okay, good. Analysis, display, aha. Color, font. Oh, okay, good. Thank you. I appreciate you people finding these things. Let's see if that works. And it does work. Good. You folks are wonderful. Anyway, so there we are. So that's one thing that's great about Ghidra. You can actually turn things into readable C, although a lot of the time it's not that good. This, I presume, is it reads the variable, and if it's L, then it does something. Anyway, I don't know what this is doing, but at least it's somewhat readable. Anyway, so this project you just wander through. You can rename variables by pressing L. Yes. Yeah, and you can do that in IDA too. So if you did figure out what a variable was, you could add a label, which would then help you as you move forward. Anyway, so I think that's all I wanted to show you. There's various things to find here just to show that you're finding your way around these menus. And I must say, beginners usually find this all very daunting and confusing. Don't panic. If this all just seems meaningless to you, you're just getting used to the concepts and seeing what assembly code looks like. It is, you get used to it. At first it seems overwhelming, but you, after you go through it from a few different angles, you get used to it. It's really quite powerful to understand how your programs really run. But you double click on something and it launches, it really does a lot of work. And if you're going to analyze it, you have to understand in some detail the steps it goes through to launch your program. And this is one of the many ways to get a look at it. The easiest way to look at it, we'll get later when we do Ollie debug, you'll see the easiest, most fun way to see how programs work. But all these concepts will be helpful to have some familiarity with before we get there. So let me stop this one.